Hey, welcome back to my channel, or welcome. My name is Michelle. If you are a new viewer, thank you so much for coming by to hang out today. So for today's video, as I'm sure you saw by the title, we're going to be playing with the new GlamLite Dirty Martini palette. I'm so excited. I also have their wine palette. I haven't actually unboxed or opened that one yet, so I'm thinking maybe we'll do that in a separate video. But this video is going to be all about the Dirty Martini. I'm thinking maybe we'll do 3 eye looks, 2 eye looks. We're gonna do several. We're gonna see what we can do with this palette. I'm so excited to play with it. It is a green palette. Look at the packaging. Like, look how cute this is. I know some people aren't all about the food packaging and they think it's gaudy and ugly. To each their own. We all have an opinion. I think it's cute. There's the inside. Yeah, so that's what we're doing today. We're going to dive into this beautiful palette. Let's give you a little sneak peeky here. Ooh, look how pretty. So if that sounds interesting to you, please be sure to stick around. We're going to go ahead and get into several eye looks. If you all enjoy this video while you're watching and you're not already subscribed, please be sure to tap that subscribe button. Join this amazing community that we have here on YouTube. I would love to have you stick around. Let's get into this palette. Okay, let's go over the details of this palette. Obviously, you saw what it came in. This little packaging here that looks like an alcohol bottle, and then it opens up. There was a really cute like foil top to it. I don't know if it was foil plastic top to it that I peeled off, but I did it for a TikTok. So if you guys want to see the actual unboxing of the packaging itself, you can check it out over there. But of course, inside is just a little plastic piece that housed the palette itself. On the back of the palette, it has the little nutrition facts. I think it's really cute. It just goes over the different ingredients in the eyeshadows themselves. There is the inside of the palette. Look how beautiful this green palette is. This is me in a palette, 100%. There are 8 shimmers and 7 mattes. That's a pretty decent ratio, I think. And I feel like there's enough variation between the mattes to make each one of them pretty important. Not a lot of duplicate shades or duplicate tones in here. A couple, but for the most part, these are pretty, it's a pretty well thought out palette in my opinion. All right, so for the first look, I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. If you all have seen other videos of mine testing out eyeshadow palettes where I did like several looks in one video, the whole look just doesn't really come together until the very end where I do my entire face, the brows are done, I've got the mascara on. It just makes the entire look different and better in my opinion. But I can't really complete each single look. If I want to get some use out of this and try several different eye looks, I'm going to have to do it without following up with the full face. It's just too much to do. Sorry. So I do want to at least attempt maybe like 3 eye looks for you all with this palette. Should I do a little swatch action? Let's do that. That's the first 4 shades. Like, look how pretty. Oh, so yummy. Oh, I like that one. This one out here, it's really unique because it's like a grungy, I don't know how to explain that one. There's like a maroon base to it, but it's got like a green little shimmeries in there. That's pretty. So we got Dirty Martini, On the Rocks, Just a Splash, and then Chilled. We have High Class. Ooh, buddy. We have Gin. Classic. It's hard to do this. Then we have Vodka Teeny. Like, look at those. Yummy, yummy shadows. This next shade might be one of my favorites. It's called Green Olive. So bright. We have Green Olive. Like, look at that. We have Crisp. Okay. Mix it up. And Garnish. It's hard to swatch like this because I can't see what the hell I'm doing. Those are so beautiful. I'm out of room. Should I just swatch up here now? Let's do it. I got 3 more. Okay, we have Extra Dirty. Olive Lover. So pretty. And then dry vermouth. That's just such a well-rounded green palette, if you ask me. Let's play. I really, really want to use the shade Chilled. That's that like maroon shade that has that green shift to it. Like, look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. So I think in order to do that, I need to start off with a transition shade that is a little lighter. We're going to go with Dirty Martini. And I'm going to just blend that and kind of blow it out all over the transition area. All right, I'm taking my Sonia G Classic Crease Brush. Fantastic brush for building up color in the crease. Let's see how this shade performs like that. Greens can be a little tricky, especially this shade of green. I think it would have made sense to have like a lighter tan, like a light matte tan in this palette, just to help out with like the brown, even the khaki shade. Well, this isn't really like a green khaki shade, I guess, but I feel like having a light cream shade, a light cream matte, would have made sense. But it's okay. We'll make it work. We'll see what we can do with this. I'm a little nervous to go straight into that brown shade just because it's such a deep shade. I'm afraid it's going to make it muddy. Let's do it anyway. I'm just going to be super careful about it. I think what I'm going to do is pack it on first with a packer brush and then blend it up really diffused up in my crease. Oh, buddy. That is a very deep brown. Wow. Well, it's definitely got that green undertone. This shade that I've tried in other palettes definitely has a tendency to muddy as soon as you start blending it. Let's see if I have that same issue with this one. Clean brush. This is the Sonia G Mini Booster. And I'm just gonna grab it from where it is and start blending up. I did add a little bit on this brush. Let's try to blend up. I don't hate that. That actually is blending really, really well. I'm surprised. I'm impressed so far. I'm going to take the shade Chilled, which again, this really beautiful maroon with the green shift. Let's start packing this on the outer edge here. Ooh. I am going to go back on the outer edge of that with that dark brown just to keep some of that depth. It's different. I really like that. And then on the inner portion of my lid, I want to take the shade Vodka Teeny, and it's a really bright green, shimmery green. My eyes are looking extra hooded today. What do y'all think? It's different, but I like it. Now in a regular eye look, I would probably take that really deep brown, extra dirty, and stamp it on that lower waterline, and then I would take Dirty Martini and just blow it out, just to add some more color to kind of bring everything full circle. I'm not going to bother doing that. Oh, I don't like the way that looks in the front there. I'm not going to bother doing that for this eye look just because I'm going to be taking all of this right back off. What I feel like this palette is missing, however, is an inner corner highlight. Didn't even realize that. So what I would probably do is dip into my singles, my Cleona, Davina, Terra Moon, something like that, and add an iridescent inner corner highlight just to kind of pull everything together. I went a little too far into the inner corner with that green shimmer. I still really love this eye look. I think it's pretty. So this is look number 1. Super simple. It only took me about 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops. Simple and pretty, in my humble opinion. Let's move on to look number 2. If I just had a tenth of the amount of brows that she's got, be in good shape.
Love you.
Love you. That's what my brows looked like before they were plucked all to hell and back the very first time I had them plucked. I will say, I'm very pleased with the way the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye base worked with these shadows, so I might go ahead and just repeat on the other eye. Do you all want me to try something different? Wish you all could tell me. If I did a live, you guys could tell me. I can get my equipment to work. We could do a live. Let's try the Juvia's Place Eye Prep Eye Prime on this side. This is pretty much the same thing as the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye base. It's a little bit more liquidy, but it does about the same thing. Trying to decide what I want to do about this one. I think I'm going to take this really beautiful lime green shade called Green Olive. And I want to just buff that all over the lid. Maybe I'll do like a spotlight eye. I don't know. I'm not really sure, but that's the color we're going to go into first because it's beautiful. So for this eye look, we're going to take the Sonia G Blender Pro, another fantastic blending brush from Sonia G. Let's go into, wow, lot of kick up in the pan. Let me see if I can show you. So I didn't tap in here that hard, and it totally destroyed. I don't want to say it totally destroyed. There's a lot of kick up. Ooh. I want this to be a little bit more of a simple look. I mean, not that this one took any kind of time, because it didn't. Like, look how beautiful and green that is. Sorry, I keep looking over here, but looking at the monitor. Wow. Such a beautiful green. It's so vibrant. This one's a little tough. The only shade that I think that would be okay, this orange. But other than that, if I'm just going in with this really bright lime green, there really isn't anything as far as like shimmers are concerned or otherwise that I could put in the middle that would look right. Let's go in with just a splash. I'm not really feeling the orange and the green. Just reminds me of carrots, but it's all we got, so. It's probably not my most favorite eye look I've ever done, but it's not the shadow's fault. I just don't really like the color combo that I chose. The shadows themselves are applying beautifully. I just wish that I had something else to pair that green with. I don't think anything else in here really makes sense. Oh well. Okay, I think what I want to do now is wipe these two looks off. We'll finish off with one last look. Yeah, I think I already know what I want to do. So what I did, just to add a little bit more depth to this look here, I took that shade Vodka Teeny because it's a really bright shimmery green, and I just packed a little bit of it on the outer edges, and I feel like that kind of helped just a little bit to kind of pull everything together. With just the orange, it looked a little strange to me. I made a mess. So, it's a little loud. It's a little loud and crazy, but I kind of like it. It's different. So yeah, now I'm going to wipe both looks off, and then we'll come back, see you in a minute. I really want to incorporate the shade Mix It Up in this look, just because it's really different. It's green, but it's got a lot of blue undertones in there. I'm thinking maybe that in the shade Classic. Maybe some of these shimmers here. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to prime both lids with the Anastasia Beverly Hills primer just because I feel like it really did a good job on the first eye look. I like the way that these shadows applied on top of this base. So let me get that laid down. When I come back, we'll do this final eye look, and then I'll get the rest of the face on. You guys can see the full vision, and I'll go over my thoughts on this palette. Let's take Classic and really buff that into the crease. That's what I want to do. Okay, now that we have that general transition color laid down, let's take that Sonia G Builder Pro, fantastic packing brush, and picking up Mix It Up. Oh, this is such a pigmented shade. Wow. Holy Moses. Y'all see that? Oh my goodness. Ooh, it's not for the faint of heart. I'm smearing it. Thank goodness I don't have the rest of my face done. Okay, now I'm going to take that smaller blending brush. I believe this one is the crease, nope, mini booster. Let's take the mini booster and we're going to blend, mix it up into the crease. Oh, I love these colors. Look how easy that was. That was 100% just effortless. This formula is definitely better than the GlamLite formula that I tried from the brand a long time ago. I think I said this in a prior video, well, a recent video. The formula that GlamLite first came out with that I had tried was very thin, like you really had to build the shades up to get any sort of pigmentation. These are not like that. These are super pigmented, very easily blendable. They blend well. Oh my goodness. I love it. Okay, so this is where we are right now, and I just have to lay down some shimmers. And the only two that really feel like they'll go with this, well, I guess we could probably incorporate this one too, but these two here are probably the ones that make the most sense. I've had a lot of fun playing with this palette. I am very pleased with the quality of the mattes. They're very buttery and just smooth. They blend beautifully. I've had zero issues, no patchiness. They layer perfectly. Like, honestly, very fantastic formula. I feel like if you are drawn to this color story, I'm giving you some early thoughts here. If you're drawn to this color story, you love the matte shades in here, you like the shimmers, there's really nothing, I mean, what's not to love? Everything applies beautifully. I feel like I want to put this, ooh, that's so pretty. This will go in the beginning portion of the lid. Something else needs to go out here. I'm going to tap Crisp, which is this really deep kind of shimmer. This one here. It's not really, like tonally, I don't think it looks right, but it's the deepest shimmer that makes sense for me to put on this look. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, because it's just going to come off as like a sparkly shade anyway. I think I want to go straight into On the Rocks and just use that and drag it over. Let's do that. Oh man, that just totally tied everything together. I love that. That is so pretty. I'm totally digging this. I'm going to repeat this on the other eye. All right, I think what I want to do now is jump off camera. I'm going to do the rest of my face, get the base laid down. We'll get some eyebrows on, and then we'll hop back on here after all of that is finished. We'll do the lower lash line, mascara. We'll finish it up, and then I'll go over... I mean, I've pretty much already told you all how I feel about this palette. It's no secret. I really enjoy this, 100%. I'm glad that I picked it up. I still want to finish off this look just to show you what the end result looks like. So let's go ahead and do that. When I come back, we will finish with the rest of the eyes. Okay, so this is where we are now after I've put the rest of my face on. Now we need to do the rest of the eye look. Okay, so we're going to take the shade Mix It Up. I'm going to stamp that on the lower lash line, and then we're going to smoke it out with the shade Classic. I just can't get over the pigmentation in these shadows. It is so good. Actually, I think it's even better in this palette than in the Michaela palette. The pigmentation's good in that palette too, but this is just, the formula is so creamy. Buttery and pigmented. Like, look at this. It's crazy. I'm going to take my Sigma pencil brush. This is the E30. By the way, the brush that I always use to stamp color on that lower lash line is the Sigma small angle brush. This is the E65. Perfect brush for that. And then this pencil brush, again, the E30, is what I always use to smoke out that lower lash line. Just works. I've always done that ever since I got these brushes. So again, taking the shade Classic, and we're just going to smoke her out. It just pulls the whole look together when you do this. Plus, if you have wrinkles underneath your eyes like I do in this area. If you have bags, if you're trying to hide stuff under there, this is the perfect way to do that. Throw some shadow on it. And then I have a ColourPop gel eyeliner that I want to use. This one is in the shade Icebreaker. And it's just a really light, like, mint shade. I am going to have to dip outside of this palette for my inner corner highlight. I just don't feel excited about throwing anything. There is nothing. There's nothing I can put on the inner corner. It's the only thing this palette's missing. Otherwise, this is such a fantastic palette. So for the inner corner highlight, I'm going to be taking a shade from Terra Moons, which, if you all have been here for a while, you all hear me talk about Terra Moons probably in almost every video. If I'm not using it for a main, like, part of my eye look, I'm using it for the inner corner. This is the shade Light Year. You're not going to be able to see any kind of shift when I do this, but when you swatch it out, see if y'all can see this. There, look at the green right there. It shifts yellow and green, and it's just fucking fabulous. We're going to put that on the inner corner. You just need shades like that to totally pull your look together. At least that's my opinion. What do you think? Just does something special, right? And it's so much more pronounced in person. Like, I'm looking at it on camera, and you could see a little bit of shine right there. But it's even more so in person. It's so beautiful. I love it. I can't help it. Okay, now we need some mascara. I'm going to curl the lashes, and then we're going to go in with Tarte's Man Eater, which is a current favorite of mine, as well as the MAC Magic Extension. These are both fantastic mascaras, and together they're even more fantastic. I think I've decided for the highlight, I'm going to take the shade Solar Sailor from Kaleidos. It's just a really beautiful, well, it looks white in the pan, but it's a kind of a golden shade. It reminds me a lot of the Iced Out highlighter from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's kind of the same concept, except for this is a lot more yellow. I mean, I like looking otherworldly. Why not? All right, we got lips left, and then we're done. We're finished the little, the green fantasy I've got going on. I love this look. I really do. I just put on the shade Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. I have like a little sample. I didn't do any lip liner or anything like that, but I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like the shade is too light for what I have going on the eyes. Screw it. Let's just leave it alone. I don't feel like fighting with it. I didn't do a lip liner. I don't think I'm going to do that today either. We're just going to keep the lips a little bit basic. Today's video is about the eyes, not the lips. So this is the finished look. You all have to let me know down below what you think of it. So I'm just going to say this right now. This is going out on a limb here because I haven't tried my wine palette yet. I've got to share that with you all too. I was going to do that today, but I got so caught up in the green, playing with this green eyeshadow palette, I'm going to have to save the wine palette for another day. This may be my favorite GlamLite palette so far. Let's put it that way. Just because it was so easy to use, I feel like all the colors worked really beautifully together, the ones that I paired together anyway. That second eye look wasn't exactly my favorite eye look I've ever done, but it worked. I mean, I could wear it. It just wasn't my absolute favorite, but the first and this look, feeling it. I love green eyeshadows. If you enjoy green shadows, if you like GlamLite's formula, if you like this color story, I feel like you would really enjoy this palette. I'm 100% impressed. I'm glad that I picked it up. I don't regret it, not one little bit. And yeah, I'm excited to own this. I'm excited to keep playing with it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Not only, for one, it's a very easy way to show your support if you enjoy my content or if you enjoyed this video in particular. Not only does it let me know that you like this, but it lets YouTube know. And when you do that, YouTube will push this content out there for more people to find, which means more people might make their way to my channel, and I'm so grateful when you guys take the time to do that. If you're not already subscribed, please tap that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.